Kyushu92 here to bring you yet another My Hero Academia chapter. As many of you know, I've been having a little trouble with the YouTube bots lately, where they've been deleting my streams whenever I have them, and it is just far too risky for me to continue to try and do live streams on YouTube the way I have, due to the nature of how the bots are right now. When YouTube goes back to having like a full human crew, I'll consider it, but at this point, I'm just going to go back to what I used to do, where I just recorded videos, edited them, and then just upload them for you guys. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I love editing my stuff, and I love spending time with it and uploading it for you guys, so it's literally a no-brainer for me. So, time to move on to the next chapter, because in the last chapter, it brought about what seemed to be the death of Twice. Now, if you have not been keeping up with My Hero and you just suddenly looked at this chapter, yeah, there's a major spoiler for you. I hope you've been keeping up with My Hero, but here we are with chapter 267, simply called Flames. And in this page, we have Mirko just sitting with some rabbits. Though it does look like either she has a new arm or hers is just covered up to represent the one she lost back in the fight inside the lab with Daruma and those high-end Nomu. I am not going to lie, Kohei Hirikoshi, you really do know how to draw some thick yet built women. Like, they're not like overly muscular like current Marvel She-Hulk, but she can be muscular, yet at the same time still feminine and attractive. Take notes, Marvel. Y'all know better. Good lord. Onwards! My weakness. If I gotta pick something, it'd be fire. 'Cause even my fierce wings can burn. So how do you counter fire? And this is Hawks talking to Tokoyami. Before a villain can use it, I strike. And then we have Fat Gum running with pretty much his whole crew. Fat Taxi. Personal ride share. Out of the way, Fat Taxi coming through. Should we really be joining the rear guard? I say, can we still fight? I say we can still fight. And that's Kaminari. And he's fine now. Hopefully he didn't defuse himself when he was using the electricity from the earlier fight. You kids struck first with your wide-range quirks. You rattled the enemy good. Now it's time for the net to close in, so we can crush them little by little. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I haven't even started watching the most recent season of My Hero. I know. So I have literally no idea what the English dub of these new people sound like, such as Fat Gum, for example. So I don't know what he sounds like in English, or if the voice I'm giving him is completely off kilter. Sorry, had some bacon. Now it's time for the net to close in so we can crush them little by little. At this point, your attacks will only hit our allies and trip them up. You lent us your strength, and that was enough. And as he's running away, Mountain Lady is getting hit by a whole bunch of other different quirks. Us grown-ups have gotta settle the score now. Nice and warm. Nice and warm, shroom. Wouldn't mind living in here. But Tokoyami is staring up at the area where Hawks was fighting Dabi, and he sees it erupt into fire. Just like I said in the last chapter, someone's going to notice, and turns out it's Tokoyami who notices. You killed him. Yo, and it shows Hawks with his wings burned down to the bone. You killed him. How could you? These flames keep getting hotter and hotter. How dare you? Kill Twice like that? Is that the face of a man who just watched a friend? Is that the face of a man who's just watched a friend die? Hey now, that was rude. I haven't cried since my tear ducts got all burned. With Twice around, my dream had a way better chance of coming true, so of course I'm sad he's gone. Oh, that's Haku saying that. Ooh, that was Haku saying that. Is that the face of a man who just watched a friend die? Hey now, that was rude. I haven't cried since my tear ducts got all burned. With Twice around, my dream had a way better chance of coming true. So of course I'm sad he's gone. So sad! And as he says that, he stomps his foot on Hawks, and he engulfs him in fire as he stomps on him. You and the League. I looked into your backgrounds, but I came up with nothing. On you and Shigaraki. Only you two. Takami! Who? And it's going back to when Dabi called out Hawks' real name. Who? Listen, little Keigo. As of today, you have to say goodbye to your name. You're about to enter a special program to become a very special hero, okay? The training will be rough. Think you can handle it? And Hawks is standing there with a doll of Endeavor. Well, action figure of Endeavor. A young, very young kid Hawks. With small itty-bitty wings. And he nods.
Can I be like him? Can I be a hero who beats the bad guys? Just like how I was saved. Can I be a shining light for everyone?
Who are you? And the speech bubble that Dabi says is completely blacked out. And Hawks looks on in utter surprise. Just who is Dabi? More than twice. More than anyone. You should have been keeping both eyes on me. What is going on? The League, Shigaraki. I never gave a crap about them. A single person with a single conviction has the power to change the world. There are no true heroes. I plan to make Stain's will a reality. See you, Hawks. Your life's another thing I don't care about. And it cuts down to the underground where Gigantomachia is. And he's listening to his little radio. And we're cutting back to the hospital, Jaku Hospital, where Mirko is still fighting the high-end Nomu, even though she lost her left arm.
I ain't landing hits no more. I ain't landing hits anymore. And it's not 'cause they're wearing me down. I know my body's better than anyone, but their eyes, it's like they're awake now. This is fun, but no choice, she says.
And she jumps away to catch up to him.
Off towards the doctor again. Foolish woman.
And the Nomu start to grab onto her and impale her and take out chunks of her. No, this cannot be where we lose Mirko.
Gotta reach Yale Fart and Shigaraki. Quick as a rabbit, it's no sweat, just focus on running. If you're gonna die, get the job done first, Mirko!
This cannot be where Mirko dies. And she comes crashing into where Daruma is. And he literally just cries out. He literally cries out, snot blasts out of his nose, his eyes burst out into tears because he's shocked. Every time this man gets surprised, his expression gets more and more wild. But as she makes her way into the lab and launches in there, some bone spikes come through and pretty much hit Mirko. And it's that bone Nomu, the Nomu with the bone spur hair things. Cramped in here. And Mirko screams out, "Not done yet! Because a hero never, ever!" And then there's something behind that Nomu. And then it cuts right back to the hero's hideout with Dabi. And it's Tokoyami who jumps in between Hawks and Dabi. Because a hero never ever gives up. And we have Tokoyami jumping in between Dabi and Hawks. And we have Endeavor coming in right behind Mirko and the Nomu and smashing the Nomu's head straight into the ground as the final panel for this chapter shows Mirko about to shatter The vat that Shigaraki is in. Next chapter hits April 12th. Woo! So much going on. Is this where Mirko actually dies? I know one of my viewers has always been talking about, I think Mirko is going to be the one to die, but is it actually going to happen? Whew, what a chapter. First, we have Dabi going on about how he's going to make Stain's will a reality. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't care about the League or Shigaraki or anyone. He just wants to make Stain's will a reality because there's no true heroes. Then we have Fat Gun running away with Kaminari and the rest of them. We have so much going on. Just to go through this real quick. We have Dabi, who apparently knows who Hawk's name is. His real name. Because it cuts to a background. It cuts to like a flashback of when he was young. Like real young. Where the board of hero directors are telling him, pretty more than likely telling him that he's going to be a double agent, so we're going to need you to do this, or I'm going to need you to do that. Kind of reminds me of aura training. But then it cuts to him. Quiet over there, phone. No one asked you. Then it cuts to him telling Hawks who he is, more than likely, and Hawks is looking on in utter surprise. Then it cuts into Gigant Gantomachia. Then it cuts to Mirko at Jakku Hospital, where she's still fighting the Nomu, but apparently she's not hitting them anymore because now it seems like the Nomu are fully awake because they're dodging all of her moves, and she's not landing hits anymore. But she's getting tore up real bad, and she uses what ounce of strength she has to just bounce past them and make her way to the lab where the back half of the lab where Dharma is. Saying that if you're going to die, get the job done first. To herself, mind you. And she comes crashing in. Some bone spurs from one Nomu impale her leg to keep her from kicking the vat where she's aiming. Because she's aiming for the vat where Shigaraki is. And she dodges one of them, but the other one manages to literally go through her leg. Because a hero never ever gives up. And she's not done yet. And before that Nomu can actually finish her off, that Nomu gets bodied by Endeavor, who comes in and smashes its head in. Whereas Mirko gets free of the bone spur, and the last panel it shows is her aiming her leg towards breaking the entire vat that Shigaraki is in. So now begs the question, what is going to happen? Because as I look back at these chapters, we don't see any progress on the computer or anything like that. It doesn't even show where the computers are, so we don't know how much progress has been made since these chapters are going on. Because the last time we saw a progress bar, it was at like, what, 79%? 79% for Shigaraki? So who knows what's going to go on from here. But overall, this is an amazing chapter. I really hope this is not the end of Mirko. We've seen heroes with grievous injuries before, but I really hope she lives through this one. I really do. Because she's actually one of my favorite... She's actually one of the heroes I actually want to see more of. Not because she's thick, but just because I like her attitude. And I want to see just how does she rise to be one of the top heroes. I actually want to know who Mirko is. That's just my opinion. But this was a good chapter. So with that being said, that's all I'm going to talk about for this chapter this time. I'm going to keep it short because I'm not doing it live. So more than likely these videos I'll be making for these chapter reactions will more than likely be smaller and shorter, which actually works out for me. So that way you guys are not being interrupted with anything, and YouTube can't give me that old short end of the stick. So this was a good chapter, it really was, especially after coming from that recent One Piece chapter today. It was only... I thought it was really good. I thought it was really, really good. So, that's my opinion on everything. Great chapter. Hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next videos. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.